Chapter 4. The Prince Who Would Not Speak. The child sat very still. His small frame was barely visible beneath the folds of a cream-colored tunic, and his bare feet rested lightly on the cool stone of the courtyard tiles. He did not flinch when Poirot approached, nor did he look away. His eyes, large, dark, and unblinking, followed the detective's movements with the wary calm of a cat.
Bonjour, mon petit,
Poirot said, seating himself with care on a low stone bench. The prince said nothing. Poirot smiled gently.
You are Prince Jai Singh, yes, the future Maharaja.
Still nothing. He studied the slate in the boy's lap. Several lines had been drawn in chalk, symbols, shapes, what appeared to be a half-finished peacock. Poirot pointed to one symbol, a spiraling curve, like a coil.
You drew this?
The boy gave the faintest of nods. Poirot leaned closer.
It is a cobra, is it not?
Another nod.
A dangerous creature, yes, but also clever, precise. It does not strike unless threatened.
The boy's fingers tightened on the chalk. Poirot lowered his voice.
People often think silence means fear, but I think you are silent because you see things, because you know something you cannot say.
Jai Singh stared at him, wide-eyed. Poirot let the silence grow comfortable. Then, casually, he removed a small object from his pocket, a bronze coin, very old, bearing the faint outline of an elephant.
A charm, given to me by a fakir in Cairo. He said it would bring clarity. Would you like to hold it?
He placed it gently on the stone beside the boy. Jai Singh did not take it. Instead, he drew something new on the slate, a series of lines forming an archway, beneath which stood a single figure. Poirot studied it.
A man beneath the gate? No. A woman?
The boy nodded once, very slightly. Poirot turned to the governess, who stood nearby with a carefully neutral expression.
Miss Masterson, has the prince spoken of his dreams?
Not in words, but he reacts. Some nights he won't sleep at all. Others, he wakes shouting without sound.
Poirot returned his gaze to the boy.
This woman beneath the arch, she is from your dream?
The boy's chalk scraped quickly now. A new shape. A half-circle above the figure's head. Poirot looked at it. Not a crown. A moon.
A goddess?
He asked softly. Jai Singh froze. His hand trembled. Then he turned the slate over. Later that afternoon, Poirot retired to the library, his mind alight with impressions. The boy had not spoken, no, but he had communicated. And to Poirot, that was enough. He paced slowly through the rows of books, pausing now and again to run his fingers along the spines. The library was vast, shadowed, the scent of old paper and sandalwood hanging thick. He came at last to a writing desk, a heavy piece carved with serpents. A single book lay open there, held in place by a small stone idol. It was a family chronicle, the House of Jharwahal, a genealogical record. Poirot turned the pages. Painted faces stared back. Princes and queens, warriors and sages, all arrayed in orderly succession. Until he came to the final page. It was blank. Not merely unwritten. Torn. Poirot frowned. The last written page listed by Maharaja Singh. No mention of Prince Jai. No mention of his mother.
Erased. But by whom?
Behind him, the door creaked. He turned. Lady Rukmini entered, her green sari whispering over the marble floor.
I thought I might find you here. The only European ever interested in those dusty things was the vicar's daughter. What was her name? Jane something.
Poirot inclined his head. Lady Rukmini crossed to the desk and picked up the idol holding the book open.
Shakti, the mother goddess. They say she protects the house. Or punishes it. Depending on whom you ask.
Is that what you believe?
Poirot asked mildly. She smiled without warmth.
I believe we inherit burdens.
Poirot studied her.
Madam, were you close to the Maharaja's third wife?
Closer than most. But she was not easy to understand. Very pious. Very quiet. And she was always listening.
To what?
Lady Rukmini's eyes flicked to the corners of the room.
To something that frightened her.
Poirot tapped the book's final page.
And was she, too, erased?
Lady Rukmini met his gaze squarely.
In Jharwahal, Monsieur Poirot, it is not the dead we forget. It is the living who inconvenience us.
That evening, Poirot dined alone. The palace was hushed. A storm gathered on the horizon, the kind that stained the walls with shadow and made the candles flicker. He took out the bronze coin again, set it beside his plate, and stared at it. A snake. A moon. A woman beneath an arch. A child who would not speak, and a family history with its end removed. Poirot folded his hands and whispered.
The dead are very quiet, but they never lie.